Over the last 5 years, we've had some memorable battles, moments where the dice have truly told stories. Today's episode is no different. Michael, Nick, Mubin, and Steve are set to tell a new story this coming Adepticon, and are practicing some ideas they had to throw down in the team event. Welcome to this episode of 40K in 40 Minutes, Adepticon Team Throwdown. Greetings 40K fans, your host JT, the voice of Play on here, and have we got a special game for you today. Nick, Michael, Mubin, and Steve practice an Adepticon team mission with their favorite armies to get a real feel for their appearance this coming March. It should be a classic matchup for sure. The Adepticon team event army building rules are slightly different than a standard 2,000 point army. Each team member will construct one legal match play detachment of no more than 1,000 points. Different team members' detachments don't need to have the same faction keywords. Team members may use the same detachment, and each team member's detachment must be clearly differentiated from one another. Epic heroes, unique datasheets, enhancements, and once per army items are limited to once per team. Each team must nominate a single warlord for the match play rules. In this case, the Locust Destroyer is the warlord for Team Nick and Michael, and the Space Marine Steve mini is the warlord for Steve and Mubin. Other than that, you've got 2,000 points of armies on the table facing off against each other.
Hey everyone, it's Mubin. I am here to play a 2v2 game with no one other than Steve against Michael and Nick. Today I'm bringing my 1,000 Suns, and they're going to be pairing up with the boys in blue, the Ultramarines, that are being led by Steve. Like, literally, it's Steve leading the army. It's great.
Mubin's army consists of Ahriman, an Exalted Sorcerer on the Disc of Tzeentch, an Infernal Master, and a 1,000 Sun Sorcerer. He's got nothing but Rubric Marines. That's right, the Mubric Marines are in the house, baby.
We call them Mubric Marines on the channel for a reason, so I'm going all in.
Hey everybody, I'm Space Marine Steve, and I'm from, of course, Play on Tabletop, and I'm here at the studio today. Why? To play in the Adepticon Team Narrative Tournament. And I am playing, I can see them, look at them, all the boys over there. There's Nick, hi Nick. There's Michael, hi Michael. And there's Mubin. Damn it, Mubin!
Space Marine Steve has brought a classic Gladius detachment, a Captain and Terminator armor, an Intercessor squad, an Eradicator squad, some Hellblasters, an Inceptor squad and an Infiltrator squad, a Redemptor Dreadnought, and a squad of Terminators.
We need to absolutely find the biggest Xenos butt and kick it. And I am yet to determine which butt is bigger. Is it Nick's Xenos butt, or is it Michael's Xenos butt? It's hard to tell.
The Necron and T'au are teaming up, but you know what? We've got the boys in blue. Steve and I got this. We're coming with magic and tactics of the Ultramarines.
Nick and Michael have responded with an unholy alliance of T'au and Necrons. Not that 1,000 Suns and Space Marines is any holier.
Hey folks, Nicholas here playing my T'au, but I'm not alone today. Today I'm playing with Michael and his Necrons.
Nick has On-Shi and a Kadra Fireblade, as well as a commander in a Cold Star battlesuit. He's got a Breacher team, a Devilfish, and 3 Crisis suits. He's also got some Kroot Carnivores, a Pathfinder team, some Vespid Stingwings, and a Yavara.
This army is designed to do one thing, and that is destroy the enemies of the greater good. Today, those enemies are Steve and Mubin. You're going down!
Hello everyone, this is Michael Buckthorpe returning to play the Necrons in what is a 2v2 battle. I don't know who my friend is. All I know is there's a lot of bodies and I got some flaying to do.
Michael's Annihilation Legion consists of a Locust Lord, a Scorpek Lord, 2 big squads of Flayed Ones, Locust Destroyers, Locust Heavy Destroyers, and Scorpek Destroyers. I'm sensing a theme here.
I'm looking forward to my ally Nick softening up some midfield targets so that my units are going to take advantage of the +1 to charge from targeting wounded or half-strength units.
I think that the heat in this list really comes from the power of its shooting units. So I'm gonna really double down on what my Plasma Incinerators can do off the Hellblasters and the Redemptors. And I'm also going to really trust that the Eradicators, maybe outflanking or coming off the side, can do tons of damage to whatever big monstrous Xenos beasts that they've brought along with them.
My only objective is to get a new hat and face mask and pants and shirt, and Steve looks like he might have some to spare.
Today's mission is Take and Hold, Search and Destroy deployment, and Special Adepticon rule We Lead from the Front, which is a type of team board control. If at the end of their command phase, both team members control one or more objectives in no man's land, and it may be the same objective marker, the army will gain 1 command point. This will, of course, apply to the limit on gaining command points per battle round. During the declare battle formation step of the battle orders, each army may nominate 1 enemy unit from each enemy team member to ignore that mission rule card. That is to say, that unit cannot be used to gain command points. However, if these units are alive at the end of the battle, the opposing army scores 5 victory points for the primary objective. So you get to dictate which units can hold which objectives, but if you fail to kill them, your opponent will score points. The 10 victory points for battle ready are actually replaced with the following tertiary objectives. Slaying the Warlord is worth 4 victory points. Linebreaker is worth 4 victory points. At least 1 non-aircraft unit from the army must be wholly within the enemy deployment zone at the end of the game. And First Blood, a classic. First unit destroyed will achieve 2 victory points to the team that does so.
This is exciting, gentlemen.
The game to see who chooses rooms at Adepticon. The winning side gets the bed in the room, and then the person who has the most points remaining of the pair gets to sleep lengthwise, and the other one has to sleep curled up in a ball at the foot,
At the foot of the bed.
The stakes have literally never been higher.
Never, ever.
Never.
Rolling on to see who goes first.
Steve,
do it.
the honors.
Entirely. Alrighty. Bam. We'll be the defenders. We'll deploy first.
Pre-game stuff here, folks. We've got Breachers in a Devilfish with a Cadre Fireblade. The Crisis Suits are going to be joined by a commander. Anshi is going to join the squad of Kroot and be on foot in the back corner. And the Vespid are in Deep Strike. Michael has put his Locust Destroyer Lord with the Locusts and the Scorpek Lord with the Scorpeks. Movement has attached Armand to the 10 Rubric Marines, and every other character has a 5-man squad of Rubrics. Terminator Captain goes with the Terminators. The Inceptors and Terminators are both going to be in Deep Strike for Steve.
I think we nominate the Crisis Suit unit over there.
Shooting Destroyers and Crisis Suits have been nominated as the no risk, no reward targets. They will not be eligible to score the command points, and if they're alive at the end of the game, score their team 5. And the Terminators and Rubrics have done the same on the other side.
You know where they're going.
Back objective.
Hell yeah!
Back objective and screen backwards, my friend. Screen backwards.
Of these flares, right over where Steve is.
Okay.
I got 2 units of 10.
Our next one is going to be my infiltrators. And you know what? They're kind of going to answer this infiltrating squad of flayed ones by going over onto the other nomad side.
You're going back and forth. Might as well switch sides.
We're gonna go right inside here.
Quick shout out to how we're playing the table today. It looks like they've decided everything are going to be runes on this classic match battle. Check out that down Titan in the corner and the dead bodies everywhere. Those are some of the original pieces of terrain from our very first ever Apocalypse game that yours truly and Tycho built. Man, the memories.
Breacher's gonna go down with the Cadre Fireblade inside.
I'll get you.
On the line.
Got the Hellblasters and the Titan.
Take the crotch. Hold it. Crisis Suits will hide back here.
Bravely.
On top of the dead Marines. 10-man block of Mubric Marines.
Both teams look to be deploying fairly hidden here. They need to be mindful of the fact that that center objective is kind of in the open.
Infernal Master with his 5 Rubric Marines.
Go flay something.
Redemptor!
Had not. Anshi and the Kroot. Pathfinders are hiding behind the building here.
How about a 3?
The year of Steve continues.
We don't have to go first.
We don't have to go first. This is a great feeling.
fantastic.
This is a great feeling.
Yeah.
I think that going second is the way to win this game.
So before we start the game, I have a pre-game move.
Pre-game move here for the Pathfinders to move on to their home objective. This episode is brought to you by Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice is your go-to source for resin dice. That's right, hand-swirled resin and silicon molds provide a heavier, more balanced, and most importantly, bubble-free die that is then precision machined and laser engraved. They offer square corners, round corners, matte finish, 6-sided or polyhedral sets, and of course, custom dice for your gaming needs. Make sure to check out Baron of Dice. We absolutely love Baron of Dice dice. In fact, our play on orange and gray are made by the Baron. Now, back to the action.
I want a hover hand. like really hover, like make it obvious that it's hover hand. I am here with friend.
We get a command point. I mean, I get a command point.
Nick and Michael draw behind enemy lines and capture enemy outpost.
So my Devilfish is gonna move up as fast as it can go.
Devilfish moves up to the middle of the table, drops the breachers, Mubin overwatches with the team's precious command point, and manages to kill 8 of the breachers.
Nick, being very brazen, just kind of like threw everything in the middle of the table haphazardly.
He threw everything right into the face of my Infernal Master.
He did.
I mean, he does what he does best, and that's just roast fish.
Just roast.
The Vara's gonna move up.
Nick bounces the Yavara to the mid-table. Are they going to be able to score 2 victory points for first strike?
All right, so I'm gonna move up with my Yavara here. My Yavara's really only good for one thing, and that is for getting
Dying.
close.
I mean,
For getting
yes,
close
getting close.
and doing a lot of damage.
And damage, and then dying.
Probably.
I'm gonna stay hiding with the Crisis Suits.
Yeah, counterpunch.
So the Crisis Suits, they're my big unit, so they gotta save their moment. It's not the moment, because I can't really get much to bear this round.
I'm gonna move my Scorpex over here. Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle. Move 8 and fly, so they shouldn't have any problem moving.
You haven't
Soon.
really moved these guys up at all.
No. And then I'm gonna move these destroyers over here.
Destroyer's moving up.
I don't really have big blocks of units that I want to throw into the meat grinder, Nick. I'm relying on my flesh allies for that.
So the Cruder's gonna move up here, be better job holding that objective. In the shooting phase, the Pathfinders, they are going to guide the Yavara. Will also guide the Devilfish into this unit right here of
Get 'em, boys!
All right, so the Yavara, 5 shots from its flechette rounds into this unit right here of Mubuks.
Okay,
And
3 ups. I still fail 2. One of them dies.
it's a great start. Ionic Discharge Cannon overcharging. Freeze.
5 up invulse. Nope, make none.
Excellent. 3 damage apiece. All right, and then the Flamer, I still have to shoot it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep. I'm going to use his Glimpse of Eternity ability to make one of those an automatic 6.
Okay.
So I'm 4 ups.
Yeah.
Well, that just happened. 5 dead Rubrics and a dead Infernal Master. That's 2 victory points for First Blood. At least they punished the breachers for their insolence.
So I'm gonna go with the Devilfish next.
Okay.
The only other target has is these guys, but it means I'm at -1 to hit. Accelerated Burst Cannon.
1 takes a damage.
So all 3 of my heavy destroyers are gonna fire at the larger
spot.
yeah, 3s with no rerolls.
Heavy Destroyers have taken out another Rubric.
Had the heavy destroyers' arms not been welded to their gun, they would have high-fived each other for pot-shotting that one dude.
I think our shooting phase was actually okay. Killing that entire unit was satisfying.
Yeah.
And it's turn 1, and we've scored 2 points on tertiaries. That's the First Blood points. They've discarded behind enemy lines and discarded captured enemy outposts. They'll gain a command point for that. Up to 2 command points to Mubin and Steve's 0. On to Mubin and Steve's turn 1.
I gain a command point.
They've pulled Extend Battle Lines and Secure No Man's Land. These are possible secondaries. Oath of Moment targeting that Yavara. It's absolutely vicious with that 10-shot flamer and needs to be taken out quick.
The Yavara is a really big and tough thing to try and get rid of.
He's a big mean
but
unit.
I think that is definitely the thing to do.
Steve's choosing Devastator Doctrine this turn. Mubin's got 10 Cabal points. He's choosing Wrath of the Immaterium, so all of his psychic weapons will have devastating wounds. 3 command points for Michael and Nick, and 1 for Mubin and Steve.
Movement phase.
Armand's Rubrics move away from the Yavara, but in range of the Breachers and the Devilfish to avoid any overwatch.
Eradicators are going to advance.
The Eradicators are underneath that overpass, but we're putting them up top just for camera so you all can see them at home. Otherwise, you just see a big green blob. Dreadnought shifts a little bit, but I think those T'au are going to be in trouble.
So the infiltrators in the corner over here are holding that objective. I'm going to advance the intercessors in the back there, and they're going to go 10 inches in total. Woo! They're just going to bomb right up here. Look at them go. Look at them run.
Look at them little chicken legs.
The Exalted Sorcerer on desk
Yes.
has an ability called Binding Tendrils.
Okay.
Unit within 18 inches that's visible to him. I roll a d6. On a 2-up, your movement is halved, your advance is halved, and your charge is halved. And he can see those unit of flayed ones. Yep, it does go off.
This glass bead will signify.
They are slow.
Okay, great. So shooting phase. We take the multi-melta and we take the plasma rifles and we all just slam right into that Yavara. We'll try and clear the center objective and make life really hard for them, hopefully. But I mean, we'll see how it goes.
And I
Dice
mean-
can be fickle, right?
Yep.
So melta rifles, vehicle. Well, that's not great. And I mean Ozumoma too. Fours, re-rolling because you're a vehicle. Sweet, re-rolls. And then the multi-melta hitting on fours, re-rolling. Fours, re-rolling.
On 5s.
Oh, wow. The Yavara's down to 9 wounds post-eradicators. That's not enough.
And then I will take the Hellblasters.
Okay.
And they will all overcharge and shoot into the Yavara.
Steve spends a precious command point on Storm of Fire. He's going to get extra AP and ignoring cover, putting that Yavara on 5-up saves.
Re-rolling because it's the ultimate target. 2.
Vulnerable save! First one! Second one! Save one of them. 7 wounds remaining on the Yavara.
Oh, the hazardous saves are all good.
So we'll overcharge the Macroplasma Incinerator and we'll slam into the Devilfish. Whoosh. For 5 shots in total.
Whew. The Redemptor into the Devilfish takes it down to 4 wounds left.
And then Hazardous for the Dreadnought.
The hazardous test succeeds.
I saw that one for a second there.
He's good.
No hazard here.
No hazard here.
I'm going to go with Armon and his big squad of Rubrics.
Oh, here comes Aramon squad. Soul Reaper goes into the Devilfish. 3 Bolters into the Breachers. Aramon is going into the Breachers as well as the Sorcerer.
Do your psychic mumbo jumbo stuff.
Psychic mumbo jumbo time. Start with Armon. I'm
Very
going
nice. I got it!
the Onslaught Gatling Cannon next. 3s to hit.
Gotta get those circles.
Full grade.
1. 3s. The Devilfish is down to 1 wound.
I survived. I've got 1 wound left with the Devilfish. I've got 7 wounds left with the Yavara.
The 6 bolter shots into the Breacher squad. Because I can.
Breachers are dead. Cadre Fireblade down to 2 wounds left.
The back squad on the home objective.
On the Titan's leg.
The Rubrics from downtown into the Devilfish. 4 3-ups to save, and he dies. No explosion, but that is still a kill.
I just gotta really hope that my Fireblade doesn't Battle Shock.
Sorcerer on desk into the Flayed Ones with his Flamer, and there's 4 dead.
Okay, I'm going to spend a stratagem.
Michael spending 1 command point on Insanity's Ire. That's going to get the Flayed Ones closer to the unit that targeted him. Great turn for Mubin and Steve. They're up 7-2 at the end of the first turn. However, the command point battle is firmly won by Michael and Nick. 2-0 for command points, but 7-2 on the scoreboard for Mubin and Steve.
Yeah.
We're going into their turn 2. We did a bit of damage to them.
Yep.
And you know what? Again, it's just making them come to us,
Yeah.
and we just continue doing what we're doing, and that's just pick them apart.
Yeah.
All right, start of turn 2. We get a command point going up to 3.
We go up to 3.
You guys go up to 1.
They've pulled Cleanse and Storm Hostile Objective. Again, these are both eminently possible. 15 primary for Michael and Nick, and a command point because they both hold an objective in no man's land. 1 Flayed One returns from Reanimation Protocols. Time for the movement phase.
Plan for this round 2, I think I need to be, again, aggressive with the Yavara. Just move them up, soak up the Overwatch fire, unfortunately, that's gonna inevitably come, and see if I can't wipe out one of those units on the Titan.
So let's start off with my Scorpion Destroyers, which are going to move 8 inches closer to you. My plan is I have 2 large units, so both my Scorpion Destroyers and my Flayed Ones that are skirting and scuttling around the corners. And they're going to make contact and make sweet, sweet noises. Okay, so I got to go basically in front of these fellas here.
So the Yavara is going to move out. He's basically just going to go up to be in range of his flamers. I'm wondering if you're going to Overwatch. Destroyers?
Yep.
Flayed Ones are only going to move 3 inches because of the curse from that Sorcerer. Will that be enough to keep them out of combat?
For 4, so they're going to move 9 inches. So like that.
Ooh, aggressive move up from the T'au Kron Alliance here.
Pathfinders will stay still because then their heavy weapons are better. All I'm doing is spreading out my crew here.
Rapid ingress for Mubin and Steve. Terminators are in at the bottom of that ruin. We're placing them on top just so you can see them at home.
So in the movement phase, I'm going to declare the Fireblade is going to basically stay in the crater and he's going to cleanse.
So start of the shooting phase.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend 2 of my Cabal points on Weaver of Fate, on Armon. So him and his squad, I can reroll a failed save.
Oh, okay. All right, so those guys need to die. I want you to go first with these destroyers, see if you kill them, and if not, then I'll support fire.
Okay, Locust Destroyers into your Eradicators. He gives them lethal hits on a 5-up.
The Locust Destroyers fire into the Eradicators, 11 AP2 and 1 AP3. Oh, wow. The Eradicators are gone.
I'm gonna guide both the Yavara and the Crisis Suit unit from my Pathfinders into this big giant unit of Mubrix. Crisis Suits are gonna fire all their guns. Now they're equipped, each one is equipped with 2 Cyclic Ion Blasters and 1 Plasma Rifle.
Crisis Suits into the big Rubrikai squad, and they wipe them out.
Yep, he just wipes the unit.
All right, 3 Plasma Guns from the Crisis Suits.
Oh man, Ahriman has taken all the plasmas to the face. Down he goes.
I heard that Mubin plays a magic heavy army, and it was a really cool trick. First, they were there,
And then they were gone.
and then they were gone.
That was a hell of a magic trick.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't much care for that.
Crisis Suits strike and fade for 2 command points. They're now out of range. That's brutal.
I love that idea.
Yes.
That's so you.
Of course he has movement shenanigans.
They move again? What is this?
Magic. Jazz hands.
The Yavara is gonna try to take out the rest of those Hellblasters. His main gun, D6 plus 1 shot.
Yep.
Wounding on 3.
5 up.
Sorry, 2. -2, 3 damage though.
Yavara now into the Hellblasters. 2 of them die, they shoot back. 6 wounds left on the Yavara.
I've got 3 rail guns at the Hellblasters. Hitting on 4s because I stood still. Wounding on a 3.
Here we are.
That's a devastating wound.
Okay.
Well, let's go with my heavy destroyers, which are going to fire into your
Yes, the Dreadnought.
Dreadnought. Hitting on 3s. Huh. And 3s.
Heavy Destroyers do only 5 damage to the Redemptor. Gotta think Mubin and Steve dodged a bit of a bullet there.
Now it's the fun phase. Are you ready to have fun?
I'm ready to watch you fail all your charges.
So you need a 6, which is actually
12.
a 12.
12.
Here we
He's
go.
pretty good.
Boxcars. All right, no.
Don't six.
Double coffins.
Hey.
We're going to go over to this side where my Scorpex.
Scorpex make their charge into the Infiltrators.
Combat phase.
Michael spending 1 command point on Pitiless Hunters. That's going to give him a 6-inch pile and consolidate move with the Scorpex.
I only managed to get 5 of the Scorpex into close combat, just the way that the terrain was kind of positioned over here.
Still 20 attacks from the Scorpex, even though they're not all in. Steve fails 5 only, but there's the Field of Pain rolls, and 1 lone Infiltrator lives.
The Sergeant lives.
Pylon sees him tag those Intercessors, and they manage a couple of wounds on the Scorpex.
Ow. Bonk.
Go, Infiltrator, go. Yeah, take that. Yeah, he did.
My eye! My other eye!
Big turn for Michael and Nick there. They score 3 points cleanse, 5 points storm hostile to give 8 secondary, 2 tertiary, 15 primary, 25 to 7 as we head to Mubin and Steve's turn 2.
All right, your turn, sirs.
Well, we've got work to do.
Yep.
So first things first, we each gain a command point.
They pulled Assassinate and Capture Enemy Outpost this turn. Only 5 primary and no bonus command point. Steve's choosing Oath of Moment on the Scorpec Destroyers. Steve's chosen Assault Doctrine as well here, so he's going to be able to advance and charge, not tactical to fall back and charge. Oh wow, the Hellblasters have failed Battle Shock. Not really important because they still hold the objective. Moving down to 6 Cabal points now, again choosing Wrath of the Immaterium for devastating wounds. 25-12 as we head to Mubin and Steve's movement phase.
So I'm going to start moving, is that all right?
Sure. You go ahead and start your movement first.
And I'm going to put the Dreadnought right
In
here.
your face!
Dreadnought moves up.
So these Intercessors are going to fall back.
Oh no. My objective.
Melt the objective.
Terminator's going to move out.
Terminator time.
The Terminator.
Yeah, those Terminators are gonna be trouble.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do about them.
For my movement, I'm just gonna scooch these boys up a little bit. These boys being the Exalted Sorcerer on desk with his Flamer buddies.
Nick uses a command point to overwatch the Ultramarines, 1.5 dead Marines now.
At the end of the movement phase, let's see if I can slow down the back unit.
The Sorcerer slowing that back squad of flayed ones this time. Good call.
And then into the shooting phase.
Movement choosing Echoes of the Warp for 6 Cabal points for devastating sorcery, giving full rerolls on psychic weapons for his homeboys in the back.
The Soul Reaper cannon is going to go into the Cadre Fireblade. 2 bolters also going into the Cadre Fireblade. And then both the Psychers, the Aspiring Sorcerer and the Thousand Sun Sorcerer, into the Yavara. I'm going to start with that Fireblade. Soul Reaper cannon.
Cadre Fireblade down, that's 5 secondary points for Assassinate.
It's time for Psychic Yahtzee. So 2d6 shots. So I'm going to go for 6s. 6s, let's go.
We're going for full rerolls here, right?
Oh yeah, full rerolls.
So 2s go to 3s.
The Yavara has taken a few wounds.
The Exalted Sorcerer on disc with his unit of Flamas. So the 3 Flamers in the unit can only target the front squad of flayed ones. So they're going there.
Okay.
The Aspiring Sorcerer,
Yep.
the Gatling Cannon, or the Soul Reaper Cannon, and the Exalted Sorcerer into the rear unit. So let's start with the front squad with the 3 Flamers first.
Okay.
Oh my!
Oh, you know. Put a 5 up.
That's in the front, guys.
I make 1, so 4 drop.
Okay. Let's start with the Soul Reaper Cannon into 4s. 3s because strength 6.
Yep. Nope, so 3 total die from the back.
And then last but not least, the Exalted Sorcerer on disc. D6 into the squad and back. 3s, re-rolling all.
4 5-ups.
So we'll take the Hellblasters and we'll shoot twice into the Yavara. Didn't move, hit on 2s.
Oh, the Hellblasters have failed to damage the Yavara.
Everybody just goes into the Yavara. Whoa. Well, let's see it.
Dreadnought targets the Yavara now. Down she goes.
So the Inceptors are going to go into the Pathfinders back there. So on 3s, rerolling.
Yay, twin linked?
Twin linked.
Oh, the Inceptors have only killed 2 Pathfinders. Oh, what a whiff. That was brutal.
My Pathfinder survived.
Yeah.
They survived.
Yeah, that was pretty remarkable.
Those guys are dead.
Adepticon, here we come. The year of Steve strikes again. See,
It's
it
okay,
works.
Steve.
It works both ways.
It's okay, Steve. We got this.
It goes both ways.
Exalted Sorcerer and friends.
Okay.
You're going to charge into these flayed ones.
Okay.
Rubrics into the 3 flayed ones. They succeed. Terminators charge. They're in.
Yeah, get me in there.
Michael using Masks of Death here to make Steve -1 to hit, but onto the chapter for free gives them extra AP and Lance, so +1 to wound.
Hitting on 3s with rerolls for the sword. On 3s, rerolls. Yeah. Feels good. Oh, baby, here we go. All of them.
Nope. Damage.
1 damage apiece.
Okay, 1 guy is iced.
Power fists. So these are on 3s, rerolling.
The Terminators have taken down the Scorpex.
So this here is on 2s.
All right.
Yep, all 4s and then 3s.
Okay, so 3 4 outs. 4 thimble. Make them all.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Space Marine Steve, classic.
Literally
You know what? Might as well just do this with the Exalted Sorcerer.
Can the flayed ones get wiped?
5 up. I'm okay.
You're okay. And then everybody else doing all their bonkings. These are all the regular rubrics first. Flamers here,
They're just so angry.
but still 3.
Fail 1.
So that's 1 more dead. And then the Force Weapon. Winning on 3s, looking for 6s though.
2 5s to stay alive.
They are! Movement consolidates into the reduced flayed one unit as well. They can do work, but he should be okay as he's still pretty tough.
I'm going to do the Scorpic Lord first. In this particular case, I'm going to pick the Hyperphase Harvester. 2s. That's 2 wounds at -3.
Oh, the Destroyer Lord has managed to kill a Terminator and 2 dead Mubriks from flayed ones.
I didn't get rid of the character, sure, but you know what? Like, the Terminator's lifting all the Destroyers, getting stuck in combat, and then living through it all, like, rock solid.
What an absolute turnabout. The shooting destroyers are still up, and they are a problem for sure. However, Steve and Mubin have all but cleared the top objective. 25-17 as we head into turn 3.
Our turn 3, it's got to be a big one, because if we don't capitalize on this turn, we probably will lose this game. Command phase, going up to 1.
Michael and Nick have pulled investigate signals and secure no man's land. It's not easy, but it's possible. They only score 5 primary points as the 1,000 Ultras have managed to push back hard. 30-17 as we head to Michael and Nick's turn 3 movement phase.
How many come back? 3.
Oh my.
Wow.
In the movement phase, these crew, unfortunately, are too far away from the corner to be able to investigate signals, so they will just move to charge these Inceptors and kill them.
Destroyers are sliding across the bottom to that bottom right objective. The crisis suits have bounced out to take mid-table. The Vespid have showed up in the back corner to investigate signals.
All right, shooting phase. The Pathfinders, before they shoot, they will guide the crisis suits into trying to take out this unit of Mubrix. And then they're gonna shoot into these Inceptors.
The Pathfinders that can see into the Inceptors, sustained is a thing here, and he picks them up, my goodness. I'm surprised Steve didn't use squad tactics there to get out of line of sight, as they do have 3 command points.
2 crisis suits, including the back one that can't see the Dreadnought, is gonna fire into the Mubrix. The crisis suit commander and the crisis suit is gonna fire into the Dreadnought. 2 crisis suits into the Mubrix.
Crisis suits have picked up yet another squad, and he loses 1 suit, and the commander takes 3 as well, but those Rubricae are dead.
His cyclic ion blasters.
There we go.
And he did not get any sustained 5s.
Takes it. I take 1 damage because of Duty Eternal.
Fire my 3 destroyers at those Hellblasters. 2s.
Heavy destroyers into the Hellblasters, 2 dead, and shoots back, does 2 damage to the crisis suits. Nobody on the home objective anymore. That is really big.
I'm going to charge with my destroyers into your Mubrix.
Destroyers charge into the Rubricae. This could be tough on movement.
The Locust Lord. Each time this model makes an attack that targets an enemy that is below half strength, you can reroll the hit and reroll the wound. It's hitting on 2s, deb wounds on 5, or on 6s.
Make 1 fail 2, so the little wizard lives.
I got 2 attacks piece. 3 4s.
Wizard himself, he makes 2, fails 2. He's at 4 wounds remaining.
Oh my.
Disc gives him an extra wound.
Is that the only model you have left?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a fun one. Counter-offensive for 2 command points, and Mubin and Steve will get to fight now, and then again as first ongoing.
Terminator's gonna go first.
Terminator.
So this is on 2s because you're my oath target still. So on 2s, re-rolling.
Math says he's dead.
Math said he dies.
Oh, the Destroyer Lord has lived.
3 wounds remaining.
That's too bad. Now we go to ongoing and beat up on those guys.
T4, wounding on 3s.
5 up.
You're okay.
Oh man, he's a champion.
Drop 1. Yes. 1 force. 10 shield.
4 ups.
Flight Ones kill the Sorcerer, and Mubin is out of models. Michael and Nick have extended their lead now, 37-17 at the halfway point of turn 3. Still not scoring tons. Steve still has a lot of stuff on the board, and Mubin is a smart man. This is anything but a foregone conclusion yet.
All right, Steve. You've got this,
do
buddy.
this. You're
the
gone.
Dreadnought.
You're
I'm
so
gone.
gone.
This is all you. I'm your
Dreadnought.
coach. You got this, buddy.
It's all Dreadnought all the time. All right, so I go to 2 command points.
These guys just need a couple of good draws on secondaries, and they're right back in it. Well, that didn't help. Deploy Homer's tempting target are drawn. That is rough.
So a tempting target, probably this one.
Yeah, why don't we say that one?
Sure.
Tactical doctrine for Steve here as well. Oath target is going to be the crisis suits. It's 22-37 in favor of Michael and Nick.
Can you please take the intercessors and just move them 6 inches towards the center of the table?
Copy that.
Stephen and Mubin are low on model count. Can the 1,000 Ultras pull this off?
He's good.
Oh, yeah, he's a hero.
And then just move him out onto the objective. And the Dreadnought will shoot everything into the crisis suits.
This is wild. What I'm expecting this thing to do is not reasonable. But let's see what's up.
Let's see what happens.
D6 shots from the grenade launcher, 5 full shots.
The Dreadnought's doing some work. He's taking down the crisis suits and the commander. That is huge.
Okay, so charges. The Terminators slam right back into that guy.
Oh, right back into that Scorpec lore.
Right back in. Oh yeah! Just
The
slams
Space
through
Marine
the door.
Steve smashing through like a Kool-Aid man.
Third time's a charm. Let's fight this thing. And then the Dreadnought. I need a 9. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Dreadnought goes into the destroyers, fails, command reroll, no joy. Oh no, he really needed that.
Dies. Yeah, for 0 CP, I will honor the chapter.
Honor the chapter to give Lance and 4 free as well. Thanks, Captain.
Space Marine Steve better not whiff it on 2s.
And the Lord needs to make 2 saves. He goes down. Huge.
I feel good.
Teleport homers are discarded for command points, and so's tempting target. That gives 2 command points to Movement and Steve, and our score after 3 full turns is 37-22. There really isn't a lot in it, but 3 objectives. This is huge. Michael and Nick have drawn Extend Battle Lines and Bring It Down, and the Flayed Ones are now back up to 9 models. 10 primary points sees them launch out to a 47-22 lead.
So moving. Okay, I'm gonna advance my heavy destroyers an extra 5 inches for 13 inches to.
Take the middle.
So you're just gonna do it with the flayed ones.
Totes my goats, as they might say. As the kids are ought to say.
To prove you wrong, I'm overwatching.
Steve overwatches the Flayed Ones, only manages to kill 1, just 2 command points left.
Yeah, they'll all shoot at your Dreadnought.
Yes, I shall Armor of Contempt.
My Locust Destroyers.
Armor of Contempt for another command point, trying to save that model.
2 ups. Failed 2. Let's take 2 damage. 5 remaining. You need to roll a 7.
Okay, so if it's a 7, I get a +1 on my charge because you're under half strength.
Yep.
I'm looking for a 6. That's a 4.
Uh-oh.
But I get a free reroll because I'm in the destroyer detachment. That's a 3.
Yay! The Emperor protects.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say the charges have not been hot. Yeah,
What's going on?
Yeah, re-rolling with a +1. Like the first charge I failed with them, I kind of understood because it was the half thing, but this one, no bueno.
Here, you heard it here, folks. Don't play Necrons. Play T'au.
Extend Battle Lines is scored. That puts Michael and Nick to 52-22. 30-point lead as we head to Movement and Steve's turn 4. All battle shock tests have been passed, and they've drawn Cleanse and no prisoners.
Oath target is going to be the destroyers.
Adaptive strategy being used on the Terminators, down to 1 command point. However, they can now advance and charge.
Tanks going over here.
Go, Dreadnought, go.
I'm going to advance the intercessors. 1 whole inch. Can you move them 7 inches towards the objective, please?
Intercessors move to take the center. Should be able to grab that on turn 5 and score extra points at the end of the game.
Then the Terminators back there, they're going to advance too.
Oh wow, the Terminators have gone a whopping 10 inches.
Speedy Terminators! Mrah! That guy's going to cleanse that objective back there, so this Dreadnought here, macroplasma into the destroyers, and then all the other guns into...
Oh, is there the anti-fly one?
Oh yeah, anti-fly one in there, yeah. Anti-fly one in there, macroplasma there, the chaff guns here. Oh, all right, so the little gun here, D6 +1 shots because of blast. So on 4s. 4 is re-rolling because it's twin linked.
So 4 3-ups. Make them all. I'm okay.
And then D3 shots into the big squad. Then 2 up. Does not wound. D6 +2. 8 shots with the macroplast.
Ooh.
Hitting all 3s, re-rolling. Yeah, all pull it off.
That's gonna ice 4 of the locusts. Okay. My Locust Lord is gonna use his Resorbs 1 per game now, so I get D6 models back at the end of a phase for 2. So I get a Locust Destroyer back with 2 wounds remaining on it. He's gonna go right over here.
But I don't think I'm gonna kill one. The intercessors are shooting at the heavy dudes.
Nope, takes a wound.
Sick. All right, charges. So over there.
Yep.
Space Marine Steve leads his buddies. It was a 9-inch charge.
Here we go.
Bombing right through.
The Terminators need a 9 on the charge. Oh no!
Then the Dreadnought slams into here.
What about those other guys?
So this guy slams into here. I will, at the end of the charge phase, though, tank shock with the walker.
Dreadnought into the Flayed Ones. Steve tank shocks. Max damage. 6 mortals.
If there was not a limiter on the tank shock thing, like I would have just iced the entire unit. Yeah. That would have been hilarious. I've done so much damage with this Dreadnought in the last 2 turns of the game. Like I am astounded. This is remarkable.
And now it's time to punch the other 2.
Michael again using Masks of Death to try to save the flayed ones.
Yeah, I think those flayed ones might be goners. It'd take a miracle to survive this one.
Wound on 2s.
There's a chance! 6 up. There's 2! All right. Hitting on 3s.
All of them sustain.
2 flayed ones have managed to do 10 hits to the Dread.
This Dreadnought is doing way more work than it ever should ever. This actually is a named Dreadnought.
Character, yeah.
So one of our patrons, Timothy, has named this Redemptor Dreadnought in our Play On army, and its name is Kakatos.
Yep.
And so I think that's how you say it, or Kokitas maybe.
Big K.
Big K.
Big K.
Big K. Capital K. Just crushing it, and I'm loving every minute of that. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
We kind of just assumed we'd table them this turn, and nothing.
I feel Fatal Flaw was
a little overconfidence there.
A little overconfident there.
yeah.
Might have been my undoing.
22 points in it at the end of turn 4, 52 to 30. This one is down to the wire.
Turn 5, the last turn of the game.
Huge turn for Michael and Nick here. They've got Area Denial, and they've still got Bring It Down. 15 points on primaries takes them up to 67-30. However, they've almost maxed out their primaries, where Moobin and Steve can still gain a lot. Can Nick and Michael extend their lead? Despite the score, this game is scored as a differential scoring, which means they're based on a scoring of a 20-point maximum. However many points you are apart from each other determines where you land on that scale. Within 5 is 10 to 10. As the gap extends, you score 1 or 2 more points. Eventually, a 50-point win gets you 20 to nothing. So this game is not a runaway by any stretch of the imagination.
I'm going to take a battle shock test on the flayed ones. I pass. And then I'm going to bring 2 flayed ones back. I'm going to bring, I'm going to heal and bring a destroyer back.
Wow.
Boom, boom. And then I'm going to go to the moving phase.
Let me see what I can do here. I can't get anywhere to help them with those guys.
So I should probably just leave the middle objective alone then, right?
It's really up to you.
We're just going to go 8 inches over here. We're going to fall my flayed ones back that away, please and thank you.
All right.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Vespid are gonna move, they're gonna go take his home objective. Whee!
Okay, let's go to the shooting phase. Obvious one, gonna light up the back of your Dreadnought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peg him in the back of the head with
Whoa.
2 ones.
Michael using a command reroll, and no joy, the Dreadnought has tanked the heavy destroyers.
I got 2 radio rifles.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hitting on 4s. Strength 10.
All right, so
You know what?
he's got 3 damage left. I'm gonna fire 2 locusts here, 2 locusts here.
Armor of Contempt on the Intercessors. Interesting. Leaving the Dread to his devices and hoping to hold the middle at the end of the game.
So 3 ups?
Yep.
Make them all.
Overlord is gonna charge it,
Yep.
and that's gonna be the game.
The Destroyers have charged the Dreadnought. Michael using Spore of Frailty for 1 command point to get +1 to hit and wound. He's pulling out all the stops here to try to score that Bring It Down, and he absolutely has. 4 points on Bring It Down. That brings Michael and Nick up to 71 points at the end of turn 5. Remember, there's no 10 points for extra paint here. It's all about behind enemy lines, it's about slaying the Warlord, and it's about that 2 points for first blood. Moobin and Steve now have drawn Area Denial and Behind Enemy Lines. These are both ones that they'd like to get, but they're really not helping them. That Behind Enemy Lines is just no joy. Looks like they're just doing some quick math to see where this lands. They're not going to kill the Warlord. They're not going to get Behind Enemy Lines. They will score Area Denial. That's going to give Steve and Moobin 20 points on secondary. Primary, they actually score 15 points at the end of the game to go to 30. And that puts them at 50. However, that extra 5 on primary gives another 5 points to Michael and Nick. 80 for them, 50 for Moobin and Steve. Your final score is a 30-point differential. What a fantastic game, gentlemen. Congratulations to Nick and Michael on a well-fought victory. Special thanks again to our sponsor for this episode, Baron of Dice. Make sure to check them out in the link at the description below. Also, a big thanks to you for watching. If you like what we do, please consider giving us a like and follow, or maybe even support us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around. Well, that's it for all of us here at the Play On Studios, folks. This is JT, the voice of Play On, reminding you, till the next time you see us in the far-flung future of a grimdark universe, play on!
We didn't win the game.
No.
Right, and you know, the final score with the Adepticon scoring, you know, it's not wildly close, but it's like fairly close. It's respectable. Yeah. I'm so looking forward to Adepticon.
Yeah.
I really cannot wait to travel there with you, with Michael, with Nick. And
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty nuts.
And
yeah.
then all the fans and patrons that we'll get to meet while we're out there too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of
It's gonna be cool.
So the T'au are awesome, and the Necrons are kind of weird, and they keep losing.
Get off my lawn.
Like he's lost half his army.
Get off my lawn. I'm really looking forward to Adepticon. I'm really hoping to see lots of people there, talk to them, come say hi. We're always happy to meet people who enjoy what we do, what it's like to play these games. There's an empty studio behind me right now, so seeing all these people who are just as into this hobby as we are is always exhilarating.
Yeah, and I can't wait to play in the team tournament. I've always loved tournaments. I've loved team tournaments, and especially when there's some narration to it, some narrative to it, some story to it, and just a lot of fun playing with awesome people.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
Yep, me neither. So, see you guys there. Play on.